Standing in his suburban driveway on a Friday evening, Gavin gasps for air. He wrestles a custom-painted $13,500 Trek Madone SLR9 Gen 8. His beer belly completely blocks the fancy water bottles. He loses his balance and dumps the pricey rig straight into a neighbor's bushes. He jabs a thick, trembling finger at the glass of his heart rate monitor. Why does a corporate executive who schedules syncs at 5:45 p.m. need a hyper-engineered machine designed for the French Alps just to ride to the local cul-de-sac? He dresses like a Tour de France champion just to conquer a speed bump at a school zone. Middle-aged guys in spandex love blocking traffic on 10-grand bikes. They use complex math to outspend their dad bods. 3 years ago, an orthopedist diagnosed Gavin with runner's knee. The doctor ordered low-impact cardio to fix his blood pressure. Selling software drains the soul, and a man requires a healthy outlet to escape the spreadsheet prison. Buying a sensible $600 Trek hybrid makes perfect sense. Pedaling around the subdivision on a warm Sunday, he feels active and refreshed. 6 weeks later, Gavin sweats bullets up a pathetic 3% grade outside of Panera Bread. A 65-year-old man on a $14,000 Pinarello breezes past him without taking a single breath. His ego shatters instantly. Gavin has the lung capacity of a chain-smoking pug, but he blames the bike. He curses the heavy wheel hubs on his beginner frame. Swiping the credit card the next morning, he purchases a full carbon road bike. He went in for a basic physical therapy tool. He walked out with a carbon fiber midlife crisis. The 5 a.m. alarm goes off. The YouTube algorithm won. He carefully picks his clothes to look exactly like the dental hygienist. You know the guy, the snob who tells you what to wear just to buy a latte. Gavin stuffs his desk job physique into a skin-tight Rafa suit. That poor spandex is fighting for its life as a corset. He props his $13,500 Trek Madone against a faux rustic brick wall at a strip mall Starbucks. He pretends he's racing through the Swiss Alps. In reality, he's standing next to a dumpster at a strip mall. This is just adult cosplay. Grown men dress up like European phone salesmen to sip an $8 latte. Rolling toward the plaza exit, he corners a teenager on a mountain bike at a red light to lecture him about being aero. He defends his pricey 60mm deep section rims, sounding exactly like an angry internet forum troll. Mid-lecture, a mild crosswind catches those carbon rims, throwing him off balance. He wobbles toward a storm drain. He tries to calculate his power-to-weight ratio to save himself. His $600 gears save a tiny 2 watts of energy. Meanwhile, his unzipped jersey catches the wind and wastes 15 watts right over his gut. Desperate for balance, he forgets to unclip his rigid shoes from the pedals. He collapses into the filthy gutter. Covered in dirt, he checks his garment. He hopes the crash didn't ruin his average speed. He buys millimeter-perfect shifting precision and wind tunnel aerodynamics for a body prone to tipping over at stop signs. He quits the ride and limps into Whole Foods. His fake pro-athlete vibe crashes hard into normal society. Walking on plastic-cleated shoes, he echoes a tap-dancing horse stomping across the linoleum tile. He slips near the refrigerated kombucha cooler and demands a teenage employee refill his sweat-covered titanium water bottles. He traps innocent shoppers in his fake pro-athlete world. His skin-tight shorts make everyone in the vegetable aisle deeply uncomfortable. Here's the saddest part of the whole joke. Gavin didn't do this to himself. Huge brands played Gavin for a fool. They used his midlife fears against him. Bike brands print thick packets promising pure speed for pro racers. They sell these elite stats to a guy who barely manages 12 miles an hour on a flat street. The company sells him a brilliant lie. They tell him he sucks at climbing hills because of his bike. They never mention his garbage fitness level. They target his fear of getting old. They promise that saving 200 grams makes him fast. Gavin gets blinded by the spec sheet. Marketing graphs replaces common sense. He studies the gear lists of genetic mutants in the Tour de France. He actually thinks you can buy fitness at a cash register. He can't. He obsesses over the tiny numbers. It hides the brutal fact that he's completely out of shape. It makes zero sense. It's like memorizing jet engine blueprints just to drive a rusty Corolla to the store. Enthusiasts make desperate excuses for this waste of money. The hobbyist will flood the comments claiming the geometry of this frame transfers power more efficiently to the pedals. That's a pathetic deflection to justify the purchase. If a grown adult requires a $12,000 bribe to perform basic human movement, that's not a hobby. That purchase is just a hostage negotiation with his own laziness. Next, they scream that cycling is cheaper than a heart attack. That's a total joke. Sitting on a shelf at the local mall, a reliable pair of running shoes costs $120. The enthusiast isn't buying mental health or a longer life. They're purchasing a carbon fiber adult pacifier to soothe the midlife crisis. The Friday evening driveway struggle never involved an aerodynamic water bottle. Gavin fought deep shame. He lacks the skill to use the gear, so he uses graphs and charts to prove he rules the local cul-de-sac. Here's the cruel joke. He torches cash on titanium bolts to shave ounces off his bike, but it only highlights how he refuses to take the stairs at work. He pays thousands to strip paint off a carbon frame to save weight, while lugging a spare tire around his waist. Gavin isn't real. I made him up for a cheap laugh so you wouldn't click away. Open your internet history right now and stare at the active tabs. You bookmark carbon wheel set weight limits and obsess over watts per kilo charts. You drown in technical specifications for a sport you lack the biological capacity to execute. You treat your diet like an unsupervised child at a carnival, yet you treat your bike like a priceless museum piece. You laughed at the fictional man in the spandex out of deep psychological projection. You whispered to yourself that you ride your bike to work and avoid that stereotype. But you spent 3 agonizing weeks reading forum threads about ceramic bearings versus steel bearings to hide a dark reality. You're flat out terrified of getting older and slower. Staring at the receipts, you think the credit card statement proves you're an elite athlete. It doesn't. It only proves you're a gullible customer. Spending $10K to shave ounces off your bike won't fix the fact that you're 40 pounds overweight and the human engine is broken beyond repair. No amount of aerospace engineering will reverse a decade of terrible desk posture and fast food consumption. The whole circus ends when you look in the mirror. The aerodynamics of a bicycle don't matter when the rider is shaped like a brick.